In this presentation, we are going to learn about the streamline flow and turbulent flow in the case of liquids. Here, before going to learn about the streamline flow and turbulent flow in the case of liquids, we will see the known and visible examples. Here two clippings are there. In the first clipping, you could see the steady and streamline motion of the smoke which is emitted from the incense stick. Look at the motion. It is moving in the upward direction, but the movement of the smoke is steady because it is not disturbed. Look at the another clipping in which the upward movement of the smoke is not steady because it is often disturbed by the air. Therefore, the movement of the smoke is turbulent in nature. So, this is a known visible example. Now we could understand the streamline flow and turbulent flow by observing the traffic on the road. Look at the first clipping. The speed of all the vehicles are same. The vehicles, those who are moving in the straight line, they have the same speed. Okay, that's why the traffic movement is steady and it is called as streamlined. But look at the next clipping. The cars, they are very fastly moving in the car race. The speed is not uniform. They are not moving in a straight line. So different cars, they will be moving at different rate of speed. Therefore, they may collide on each other. Such kind of movement is called turbulent motion. In this clipping, we are able to understand the meaning of the streamline flow. This is one of the excellent demonstration from which we could understand the streamline flow of the liquids. The distinction between the two types of motion can be easily demonstrated by injecting a jet of ink axially in a white tube through which water flows. When the velocity of the fluid is small, the ink will move in a straight line path. That itself shows that the liquid moves in a streamline flow. In this clipping, you could observe that the movement of the flow of the liquid is not steady. In the meantime, it is not turbulent. It is partially streamlined and partially turbulent. Now in this video clipping, you could understand the meaning of turbulent flow. Observe the clipping very keenly. You could see some irregular random movement within the liquid. Here, when the velocity is increased beyond certain value, the ink will spread out, showing the disorderliness, and hence the motion becomes turbulent. The zigzag motion results in the formation of eddy currents, and as a consequence, much energy is dissipated. Now we are going to learn about what is streamline flow in liquids. Look at here, I have drawn the path of the liquid molecules. Here, let us imagine this is the first particle, this is the second one, this is the third one and fourth one. Just we will take 4 particles. Here, let us imagine the first particle, it moves with certain velocity. So that could be written as V1, and I will write some value. Let us imagine it is moving with velocity 2 meter per second. Now, with respect to this particle, second particle, this one is called predecessor. This one is called predecessor. With respect to the first particle, second particle should be called as successor. Are you clear? Now when it moves, they have to move in a straight line. All the particles, they have to move in the same path. Only then the flow is called streamline flow. First particle, second particle, third particle, fourth particle, all have to follow the same path. Here when the flow is said to be streamlined, now the condition is, now look at the speed of the first particle. What is the speed of the first particle? 2 meter per second. That is, predecessor's speed is 2 meter per second. Therefore, to maintain the streamline flow, the next successive particle, it has to follow the same speed of the, which one? The first particle, that is predecessor's velocity. Now the successor also, it has to follow the same speed. Only then the flow is said to be, what is this? Streamline motion. Now, with respect to the first particle, this is called as successor. Now look at, both the two speeds are same. First particle speed is also 2 meter per second. Second particle speed is also 2 meter per second. Now you compare these two. Now the second particle could be called as predecessor. Are you clear? The third particle can be called as successor. Now you compare these two. What is the speed of this particle? 2 meter per second. Therefore, its speed also must be equal to how much? The third particle speed also must be equal to 2 meter per second. Are you clear? So the predecessor speed and successor speed, both of them must be equal. Could you understand? Therefore, the speed of the successive particle is determined by the first particle. The first particle, it is moving with 2 meter per second, means the second particle also should move with 2 meter per second. The third particle also should move with 2 meter per second. Now you compare these two, third particle and fourth particle. When compared to the third particle, the clear said fourth particle could be called as successor. With respect to the fourth particle, the third particle should be called as, what is this? Predecessor. Understood? So predecessor, it moves with 2 meter per second, means successor also should move with the same speed. So the velocity of the fourth particle must be 2 meter per second. Look at that. Look at the complete path. So when the particle moves in the same path, all the particles should have the same speed. Only then the flow is called steady flow. Otherwise it is also called as streamline flow. So this is the important condition that must be learnt whenever we learn about streamline flow. Only then there won't be any unsteady movement. Now we have to learn to clear what is the meaning of critical velocity. Are you clear? There is a term called critical velocity. The streamline flow is possible up to certain velocity. Are you clear? So the flow of liquid, the flow of fluid is streamlined up to certain velocity. Are you clear? So if it exceeds more than that, the speed, it won't be streamlined. So that the critical velocity is the optimum velocity up to which the flow will be streamlined. That you should know. Okay. Now we'll learn what is turbulent motion. Let us imagine the critical velocity is 3 meter per second. If the particle, if they move within the critical velocity, the motion will be streamline in motion. If the velocity of the particle, if it exceeds more than the critical velocity, now the flow is called turbulent motion. Now look at, now the critical velocity is how much? 3 meter per second. Let us imagine the particle moves with, first particle moves with how much? 4 meter per second. What will happen? Here it is moving in this particular direction. Sometimes its direction may also change. Instead of moving in this direction, the particle, because of its greater velocity, it may move in this direction or in any other direction. Are you clear? Previously, is it clear? We have seen in the case of streamline motion that this one, the second particle will follow the speed of the first particle. Since its speed is suddenly increased, what will happen? Its speed, is it clear, may or may not be increasing. So because of that, for example, if it moves with 3 meter per second, means velocity of the second particle is 3 meter per second, means what will happen? There is a time gap or time lag will happen. Here the direction of the particle may be in this direction. Are you clear? So it is slow down, it is moving fast. So the both magnitude as well as direction of the particle, basically velocity and direction, everything is changing. So the motion, it becomes erratic. Are you clear? So the next particle, basically it can't follow the speed of the first previous predecessor. So the velocity of the third particle it may be suddenly increasing or decreasing. Are you clear? Let us imagine its speed is 2 meter per second. Are you clear? So this its speed may be suddenly increasing to 6 meter per second. You just imagine, so here v1 is not equal to v2, v2 is not equal to v3, v3 is not equal to v4. All the velocities are not equal. This one may move in this direction, this one may move in this direction. So the speed also varies, their direction is also changing. Therefore the movement is not steady. By the time the movement is said to be, what is this, turbulent. Could you understand? So in the case of streamlined flow, some grammar is there, some rule is there. The speed of the successor should be equal to the speed of the predecessor. But it is not so in the case of turbulent motion. The speed are different, the direction of the movement of the particles are different. So some erratic movement is taking place within the liquid flow. Okay, such kind of movement is called turbulent flow. Okay, now we are going to learn a number called Reynolds number. This number is very much useful to find out whether the flow is streamlined flow or turbulent flow in the case of liquids. To find out the Reynolds number, the formula is RC is equal to rho V d whole divided by eta. So here we have to find out what are the explanation of the factors. Rho is nothing but the density of the liquid. Okay, rho is nothing but the density of the liquid which flows through the tube. V is called as velocity of the flowing liquid. D is called diameter of the tube. Eta is called coefficient of viscosity of the liquid. Are you clear? So by using this all the factors, if you substitute all the factors, you will get the value of RC. Understood? It's a number, so no unit for this. Are you clear? No unit is there for Reynolds number. Again I will repeat, rho is density, V is the velocity, and D is diameter of the tube. Eta is called coefficient of viscosity of the liquid. Here we have to find out when the flow is turbulent, when the flow is streamlined. With the help of Reynolds number, we are able to predict. If RC value, Reynolds number value, is lesser than 1000 means such kind of flow is called streamlined flow. Streamlined flow. Are you clear? So the value that can be obtained by substituting the values in the formula. If the RC value that lies between, for example, if RC is greater than 1000 and lesser than 2000 means such kind of flow is unsteady. Unsteady means sometimes the flow may be, how the flow will be? Sometimes the flow will be turbulent, sometimes the flow will be streamlined. Okay, sometimes the flow will be streamlined. That's why this is called as unsteady. And one more case is there. What is that? If RC value is greater than 2000 means such kind of flow is called turbulent motion. Are you clear? So to find out the nature of the flow, the Reynolds number is very much useful. This is the formula. These are all the criteria from which we are able to find out whether the flow is streamlined flow or turbulent flow. Understood?